About the logic here for the second workout. The way this is going to start is you're going to have your females go first. At 3, 2, 1, go. Female number 1 will start her 30 front rack lunges. And when she's done with that, she's going to move on to 20 box jumps. When she's done with her 20 box jumps, she's going to move over to the pull-up rig, which will be over here. We'll say, pretend that she's completed 10 pull-ups, and then she will run back to her lane. As soon as she is back to her lane, partner number 2 may start their front rack lunges. So Annie's here, she's going to do 20 front rack lunges. When she's done with that, she'll move on to 20 box jumps. She's done 20, then she's going to move on to 20 pull-ups. And for the ladies, it is just chin over bar pull-ups. So we'll pretend she's done 20. And then she runs back to her lane. As soon as she is back to her lane, then girl number 3 may start. So this time Kelly's doing just 10 front rack lunges. And then she'll move on to 20 box jumps, same as the other 2 ladies. And then once she's done her 20, she can move on to the last set of 10 pull-ups. Once she's done her 10 pull-ups, she's going to run back to her lane. As soon as she is back, you may choose whichever lady you want to start the 100 deadlifts. After that, followed by 50 thrusters. So Kelly starts her 100 deadlifts. Once they're through with that, they'll move on to their 50 thrusters and 25 shoulder to overhead. At this point, all 3 ladies need to run across the finish line, which is going to be the same finish line as it was for the first workout. And then the guys will be standing in that same position, and they're going to run in. So we'll just pretend they're running in. So run in. And they're going to run in, and guy number 1 can start that same logic. So they're going to walk through it. Guy number 1 does 30 front rack lunges. Good. Then he moves into his 20 box jumps. And then onto his 10 chest to bar pull-ups. So the difference with the guys is that their pull-ups are chest to bar versus the ladies, which are just chin over bar. So once he's done, he's going to run back to his lane. As soon as he's back to his lane, partner number 2 can start immediately into their 20 front rack lunges. And then he can move into his 20 box jumps. And then 20 chest to bar pull-ups. Good. And then he runs back in immediately back. Then the third person may start theirs, which is 10 lunges. And then 20 box jumps. And then 30 chest to bar pull-ups. And then as soon as he's back to his lane, then they can start their lifting sequence, which is 100 deadlifts, 50 thrusters, 25 shoulder to overhead. They do not have to cross the finish line. As soon as they have finished their last shoulder to overhead, your judge will then clock the time. Thanks, guys. Okay guys, talking about the standard on the box jump here. So what we're looking for is that you're jumping off of 2 feet and fully extending those hips at the top before jumping or stepping down. Full extension, good, and then you can jump or step down. Good, full extension, jump or step down. So a no-rep would be where you don't hit full extension at the top. Yeah, that's a no-rep. Another no-rep would where you extend, but you do it the old school style, so that's a no-rep. Another rep would be stepping up. That is a no-rep. Okay, stepping down is permitted. Okay guys, talking about the standard here for a front rack lunge. So 2 options for front racking it. One could be the standard front squat rack position, or you can also cross your arms. That works as well. What you're going to do is step forward, touching your knee to the floor. So that's 1, and back up. Stepping down with the other leg, that's 2. You must alternate legs. Go ahead and demonstrate a couple more. That's 3, and alternating legs 4. Okay. What you cannot do is step backwards. So go ahead and show a step back. That is a no rep. Okay. And you also must touch your knee to the floor. If you don't touch your knee, that's a no rep. So go ahead and show when we're not all the way down. That is a no rep. Okay. Any sort of position where you lose the front rack position would not be acceptable either. Okay guys, we are talking about the standard here on the pull-up. For the women, it's just going to be chin over bar. So your 3 options would be a strict chin over bar pull-up, good. The other option would be a kipping pull-up, and then also a butterfly pull-up. Good, okay? Keep key things that we're looking for is just full extension at the bottom with the chin over the bar at the top. So a couple no reps would be not getting that chin quite over the bar, so that's a no rep, and then also not coming down all the way before going into that next rep. So there, and that would be a no rep. Good. Okay. Okay. The standard pull-up for the men will be chest to bar. So looking to touch our chest to the bar and also reach full extension at the bottom at the top. So again, options would be a strict chest to bar pull-up, full extension at the bottom, touching your chest all the way to the bar, a chin over, or a kipping pull-up where you touch your chest to the bar, and then a butterfly kipping pull-up where you touch your chest to the bar. Good. Thank you. Okay guys, so some no reps on some chest to bar pull-ups would be not actually hitting your chest to the bar. Another no rep option would be where you don't actually hit full extension of your arms at the bottom before going into that next rep. So this would be a good rep. Second one would be bad because I didn't reach full extension. Okay guys, talking about the standard on the deadlift here. So it's going to start on the ground. You can use whatever grip you want, regular grip or mixed grip. What we're looking for is full extension of the hips to the top with the shoulders behind the bar. So go ahead and show us a couple good reps, Mike. One, good, one more, two, great. Next thing we're gonna do is show you a couple no reps. One would be where you're deliberately bending your arms to bounce the bar. So go ahead and show us a couple bounced deadlifts. So that's a good rep, that's a no rep. One more. Okay, can't bend those arms and bounce the bar. Next thing is where you're flying through them and not necessarily opening your hips completely at the top. One, two, okay. Okay, so his hips never fully extend, never gets their shoulders quite behind the bar. Okay guys, so we're talking about the standard on the thruster. Go ahead and get into position, Mike. So he's gonna go ahead and get into that front rack position. What we're looking for is proper depth, the bar going over the midline of your body, and reaching full extension at the top. Great. Okay, so a no rep would be where you don't quite get below parallel. So that's a no rep. Another no rep would be where you have that bar pushed in front of you, so it's not quite over your heels. Okay, that's a no rep. And then another no rep would be where you don't quite lock those elbows at the top. No rep. Okay. As far as getting into position for the thruster, you have two options for taking it off the ground. You can go ahead and squat clean into that first thruster, and that would count as a rep. Or you could also power clean into that first thruster from the ground and then start your thrusters from there. Okay guys, we are talking about the standard here for shoulder to overhead. So we're going to give you a couple options. Go ahead and get it into that front rack position, Mike. So from here, one option would be a strict press. The other option would be to push press. Your next option would be to push jerk. Once you push jerk, stand all the way up before lowering the bar, and then split jerk, bringing your feet back together before lowering the bar. With all of these examples, what we are looking for is that you reach full extension of those elbows at the top, making sure that the bar is over the midsection of your body. We're talking about the final WOD, which will be a two-position snatch ladder. So we're going to go ahead and show you all of your options for this. So he's just going to show us a regular power snatch for your first option. So it will start from the ground. He's going to power snatch, fully extend those hips, and he's going to bring it back down to a hang position. The hang position can be anywhere from the bottom part of the knees to the top part of the hips. He's going to move into a second power snatch. Good. Okay, and then you can drop the bar from there. Okay, another option would be to split snatch it. So again, starting from the bottom. Okay, he has to bring his feet back together before lowering the bar to the hang position and then moving into a second snatch. Good. Okay, and so that time he did a power snatch. So either of those would be acceptable. And then this last one, we're going to show a squat snatch. So again, starting from the ground. Good. We'll extend those hips, then brings it to his hang position and moves into a second snatch. Good, nice. Okay. For the squat snatch, you do not have to get your hips below parallel since a squat snatch is not required. So if it's a borderline power snatch, we'll take it.